Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Come here.
Jack
You know what
Perry
this is right
pausing
here?
and then crushing
Real glass.
the
Go
abdomen.
cry me a river.
Someday I'm gonna kick your ass.
Cosmos. Some of you, should possibly already know that, what I'm directly going to say at this point. At least, some of y'all, that the ones that have been here for quite some time. But, and what a good day it is, though. As we got to get right back around that table. And like I said that, yesterday, man, I kind of already knew that I wasn't going to review All In, the pay-per-view. Of course, we'll get to that. Of course, no sure going into the future. It's not like it's going to be written up, said and done. But I can't say neither of that because I didn't really, I barely, just involved in my own shit. And like I said, I apologize. Definitely know that people, there's of course there's the y'all out there that wanted me. There's some and there's some that didn't, obviously, that did, coming from the Bray Wyatt and everything else, they didn't want me to do it. So but like I said, man, definitely a future thing. So again, I apologize about that. But hey, isn't it another sunny, relaxing day at, or as I should say, AEW's asylum? Like only I could say, Tony Khan, he's not no Batman. He's for damn sure not no Joker, even if he is. You want to go that route, as far as being hopped up on the best coke that he could find. Yeah, you see, it's like, we should already know it, especially to that point where when it comes to him having actual cojones. The dude is dickless when it comes to his own talent. He doesn't lay a finger. He doesn't put some type of, he doesn't show a direct authority when it comes to, especially when it comes to the back. It's all about being buddy this and buddy here. We're all buddy guys. If anything, it's like one of the AEW neckbeards that is in charge. I mean, at least it doesn't look like them, though. I will say, let me see, because I said, which I'm probably sure that he kind of doesn't, but I don't even know if he's probably seeing somebody. But I mean, at least Tony kind of looks like he can get some pussy, like he can grab some bitches. All right, but yeah. On the next, as you heard, next time on AEW, a recent episode of AEW's Asylum, where the inmates are completely running rampant. I'm pretty sure y'all heard. We got another brawl out situation that's befallen for us, man. Our good buddy, our little pally pal, Philly Phil. And like I said, not that I know when it comes to these situations. I'm glad also I'm using a different article too. I need to. But so let's because I want to go to when it started. I'm going back to where it started too, because apparently this has been going on for weeks too. And we know when it comes doesn't y'all you find it hilarious too, because I know I did that video too, we talked about it. It's fucking hilarious how CM Punk himself has stated over the years, or when he came back to officially, that he's hated guys like Hulk Hogan and just his size, when he's turned out to be, I mean, You hate Hogan. Oh, Punk. I mean, you hate Hulk Hogan, but yeah, you're spinning in the middle of it. Yeah, I'm just speaking personally for myself. And even then, I don't think even Hogan had done half the shit, or allegedly, that Punk is doing, because we know we don't have to hear that from each side, because we already know that, whether it's physical or in plain eye. Shit. But yeah, getting back. All right. So like I said, this is apparently, this has been boiling up for weeks. This has been going on for up until this point at All In. So yeah, like CM Punk and Jack Perry previously had a disagreement over a spot with glass. And like I said, I want to turn, because it's not like I'm like, of course I still gotta make light of between, of course, the altercation, the blood feud between Punk and Jack Perry, but I still want to make this as if, just talking about current wrestling. Still like one of those type of videos, right, where I find my issues with wrestling. Like we're still doing those. It's like a mesh, but still those type of videos though. But yeah, CM Punk reportedly had words with Jack Perry a number of weeks ago over a planned spot that several others took issue with. Sean Ross Sapp, a Fightful Select, reports that several weeks ago, Punk had words with Jack Perry when the latter was brought to Collision to film a segment backstage. They reportedly had a talk about Perry's plan for a spot, which many were said to have disagreed with. And I just want to also say, too, like I said, when it comes to these articles and these clickbait and just these, these dick for brains, munching, like when it comes to these reporters out here, they're gonna do. I mean, it's not like that's a new thing. Also, we've seen that over like time and time again when it comes to this, just like AKA the paparazzi shit like that. And Sean Ross Sapp, or should I say Simp Runt Bitch, he definitely fits that bill. I definitely see he even has me blocked if I didn't mention that before. Like yeah, but yeah, he's definitely one of those. Just so you have to take also what they say with just take it as still as, I want to say, that's still alleged, as if I'm not taking that as if for all we know, that people just be talking shit and just want, of course, to make this a big situation. But all right, continuing on, per those on Punk's side, Perry wanted to use real glass for the segment. And Punk believed he took that approach so he wouldn't have to come to work the following week. I can't wait to get into that, which is why you see the title where it is. Because are you fucking serious? It was, like I said, no one a real glass, because that's the only fucking thing you flippity flop, fucking indie wannabe daredevils can only do. You can't do jack shit else. It was unclear why Perry would not have to come to work following the segment. Punk's side claimed that Perry was going against production doctors Tony Schiavone. They advised him against it, as breaking real glass was a safety hazard. You don't say. It's pretty fucking stupid. If you catch my drift. Sapp wrote that not long after the situation, AEW put guidelines in place and let talent know about the things that required clearance. I also want to know about this thing. Didn't they have a list that went out? Remember that whole list that AEW had, that banning things that included blood, weapons, probably I think certain moves and certain shit like that. What happened to that? I thought that went into effect. Yeah, per Punk's side, he was asked to step in and calmly explain that they didn't do that on Collision. If Perry didn't like it, he could stay on Dynamite. They said word then got around, and then the situation was referred to as an argument in the locker room. CM Punk's side claimed that Perry was throwing a temper tantrum over the spot not being cleared. Sapp wrote that Fightful reached out to Perry but did not hear back. It was unclear how the situation ultimately ended. However, several sources agree with the stance that Punk had claimed. In a tweet, Sapp noted that Punk's side indicated that he calmly expressed his stance on the matter. Alright, and now we go to what happened now. hours ago, as that's probably adding up to 24 up to 24 hours of counting. Now, of course, the whole Punk and Perry having a physical altercation at All In, and so there was drama backstage during All In, as superstar CM Punk was reportedly in a legitimate physical confrontation backstage with fellow superstar Jack Perry. Hook and Jack Perry had a match before the main show went live, which saw Perry make an audible reference to the camera, referring to a backstage altercation with Punk from a few weeks ago. Yeah, I also think they didn't they talk about that too? Like they probably, I think they had it no, I'm probably thinking about with a Punk and Nick Nemeth, but I don't know. I thought they already talked about it already. But yeah, of course I showed y'all the clip, the little clip, hit real glass, go cry me a river. Yeah, into the camera as he slammed Hook through a car windshield. According to reports from both PW Insider and Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful, when Jack Perry went backstage after his match, which was right before CM Punk was scheduled to open AEW All In, the pair had a physical confrontation. The match was trash. I don't know. Like I said, I watched some of it, but I probably already know what I'm going to say when it comes to the CM Punk, the Punk, and so much for a legendary match that was in the making. Between Punk and Joe, that shit was trash. Further details from Fightful Select state that the extent of how physical things got are limited at this time, but it was definitely physical in some capacity, and there was yelling from both sides. And it said, of course, Perry approached Punk backstage, stepped in his face, and bumped Punk, and then Punk allegedly then pushed Perry, who came at Punk and got choked. And of course, Miro said he responded to one of the articles, or those sites saying it was fake, untrue, whichever. I heard that even to this situation, Miro even might get himself. I even made a post about it if you saw it, but hearing that he might also get himself excluded. Yeah, you might want to be careful, there, Miro. Regardless of it, not if it was if it was some brownie points for Punk, or if you were, trying to, he was defending Perry. Probably just, that was an automatic cost yourself off collision, because how Punk, how Punk goes. You either suck his dick or you get tossed off. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Tony did say something on that at this time. We're still doing an investigation, and it's not just the usual jibber bitch jabber rodeo. Come on, we know he's not gonna do shit, especially when it comes to Punk. He gets pegged by Punk backstage, or whichever they decide to do their dirty deeds. But yeah, come on now, we know Punk has Tony Khan in the leash, just like probably he when it comes to people that's probably that's behind on his ass cheeks, that he got on a leash too. We know this up to this point, that he's not going to do shit when it comes to Punk, because he's so infatuated and just with that world, and we know how much of a mark when it comes to Tony Khan. But I wanted to go off, not really, because I wanted to really go into that, but I don't think I really have. Come on, what more can I say? And just he's not Tony's not a boss. It's embarrassing too, because even at one point, like I said, to one point where you had Paul Heyman, and he was I think he was a boss. The ECW days. Eric Bischoff, he was a boss, and I'm pretty sure when they had to be probably Cornette, Jim Ross, because he was a scouter and stuff like Tony. Like I said, it's like a fan, miraculously, it's like a fan with money. And he started a fan that got a hell of a lot of money. He wanted to start a wrestling promotion, and he wanted to get in the business. He wanted to be around, got people that he can be around with, that he probably liked growing up, and saw from that, from his, of course, from that audience standpoint, and just wanted to, you know, it just of course infatuated and wanted to just be in that world to the like I said, we know at this point when it comes to that, like, but that's like I'm just wasting my breath talking about that. But what I really, like I said, what this video is really about though is like going back to the Jack Perry part, like, and we can, because I also wanted to talk like something about something else, like when you talk about, like I said, like I just found out like Seth Rollins, he's been wrestling for the past 4 years with fucking, you know, 2 clicks. I think it was like something like that, with 2 fractures in his spine. It's like, bro, like I say, like that's not. It's called. I hate that whole shit too. Even I like hated that with Triple H to a certain degree. I hate that, especially because he has the whole mindset where like you have to break your body, and like that's completely fucking retarded. Like you have to break your body for this industry, and that's retarded. That's not what you. That's completely ridiculous. That, like, what fucking are you, like, it's just, like, are you trying to kill yourself? Yeah, and it's like, what I find out about, like, Seth Rollins is like, wait, what? You've been wrestling with 2 fractures in your spine? Like I said, even with that whole logic with Triple H, and it's just, like, it's retarded. And I didn't even like that. Like I said, I didn't like it with guys with Triple H, and I didn't like it when he was wrestling, and I didn't like it with Undertaker. It's just like you're purposely also. I get that for having love and just passionate and still doing that, but it's like it doesn't like no. You're just like purposely and you're just like sacrificing your body for what? And these companies don't even really like care about you like that too. But yeah, like like I said, Jack Perry is just. When it comes, and it's the whole theme of wrestlers nowadays. Jack Perry, and I will also say, like, I never, of course, he's a part of that the indie clown circus, you know, fags who do like continuous flips and a Bertle, and of course they trash it, everything else. But of course, like, didn't we just have this discussion too? Like, I know y'all remember also too, like. When what was that guy that kid? Yeah, Dante Martin. I said, have we not learned from this already? Big E, if not, like he's pretty much done at this point too. Big E, his career is practically over at this point because of a fucking, and of course that just wrestlers just listening to a Uncle Dave Meltzer, you know, Alzheimer's. You know, like, you know, the old fucker with Alzheimer's over here that, you know, has a giddy bottle. Like, listen to him each night that you gotta put your body on the line and every single night, and just like it has the whole mindset where it's poisoned professional wrestling in general today. And it's like, let's say, have we not learned? That's the whole thing. What happened with Big E and having his neck. Completely crashing his neck. And like I said, you get to where Dante Martin too, like I said, like where he did that whole this fucking smarky, just, you know, just like psychopathic nerdy version that they did that whole ROH event, and nobody gave a fuck. Nobody, like that kid Dante Martin. I'm you know, I'm even glad that he's okay too, because it's like he's moving around too. I forgot that also. Yeah, and it's like, remember he took out his leg when he did that whole with him and Lucha Bros, when he did that whole spot on a ladder, I believe, and it took out his whole fucking, crashed his foot, and I was probably like for some time he was out for some time. Y'all remember that? Like, we need to let go of this mindset of that. You, like I said, it's because it's plaguing the business. I wanted to put your body on the line, and it's ridiculous. Like I say, we have all these wrestlers too that's out, and I think Roman Reigns, I don't know, we probably had to find out, but yeah, Roman Reigns apparently he got injured. I said we heard about that, and of course Brock. I heard he got injured, but now he's just out to the point where he's just out. But yeah, Roman apparently got injured. Like I said, we talked about that, and of course, like Sonya got injured, Ronda got injured. And it's like it was just like, and then you hear about like Seth is injured, like, and I think Kevin, like Sammy is also. I don't even know if it healed up to that point, but he's also injured. Like I said, like this mindset where I said like. Even though, of course, it's inevitable. Of course, when you go back to where guys like, of course, like I mean, when you talk about Jericho, I mean when he had a dick, yeah, when he was an actual Chad and not Tony Khan's bulldog bitch. You know, when you go back to the days where you had Jericho and of course like Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, and also two guys like Bret Hart who actually knew how to make spots look authentic and realistic. It's of course Stone Cold, The Rock, Undertaker, Kane, and Triple H, Kurt Angle, just guys. I said Hulk Hogan's like other guys too, like guys that had star power. They didn't have to do half the shit that you see guys doing today. Wrestlers performing for no reason whatsoever. And these wrestlers, they're not known. I guarantee you, if you go to your local market or concert or wherever, and people do not know these wrestlers, they don't know who they are. I promise you. These wrestlers are not known today. Nobody knows. Nobody knows who's a Jack Perry is. Nobody knows, nobody knows a Miro. Nobody knows a Keith Lee. Nobody knows a Darby Allin. Nobody knows a Adam Cole. Nobody knows this guy. Nobody knows these wrestlers today. And it's like I said back again. Like I said, of course, because you have the potential where it's at now, where wrestling can exponentially flourish. And it's like when you get to, like I said, going back to the stars, I say they didn't even have to, like a Rock or in Austin, or Undertaker, Shawn Michaels. They didn't have to do the shit of what wrestlers are fucking recklessly doing today. They didn't have to do that because they were getting over on what you needed to get over, and we already know that. Do I need to say it? And like we need to get back to that. Like I said, well, why would you want to push? Like what the fuck? Like seriously, want to put and fuck up your back? What, get like confused and cuts just like real deep ass, potentially deep ass, and then cut her whole back for the fuck up. For what reason? For what? What, for a half a dozen fucking fat soda inducing, just like all the nasty motherfuckers in the crowd to hear their roars and cries about how good of a match that was? Like, are you serious? Like, and you had a match on a pre-show, then I'm pretty sure, I said 5, even 2 years from now, that people are not gonna, I said when it comes to the mainstream also, that people are not gonna fucking remember, not gonna be even thinking about. So like, I don't get, like, these wrestlers, they do shit to where it's like, it's not, nobody knows who you are, and nobody's gonna know what it is. So I hate to say it, but I guess to really take a part on the Punk, I have to be on the side with Punk, even though of course he's wrong, but with the other shit. But yeah, why would you want to put yourself on glass? Like, what fucking logic? What's like, are you taking something? Like I said, and that's the deteriorating. That's the deteriorating cesspool that's within AEW. Guys, they think they know what they're doing, and they want to do shit that can end not only their careers, but possibly not only paralyze them, but potentially also be fatal too. It's like, why do that? Why do that for shit that somebody is that a shit that's not gonna be really even forgotten? You really think they were still thinking about that by the time it got to MJF and Adam Cole main event? Like, be serious with yourself. Think about that shit. These wrestlers, man, nowadays, like I said, I swear, it's one ear out the fucking other. And it's like you got your ass beat by a dude that got his ass beat not only if not twice.